Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited. I just got back from night one of the Southern Screen Film Festival, and it got me inspired. Like a lot of filmmakers, I don't actually spend most of my time making movies. I spend most of my time on YouTube watching equipment reviews of stuff I probably don't need. But I feel like looking at spending money is the #1 thing that will make me a better filmmaker. And so I wanted to bring you a review of something really exciting today. One of the things I'm so excited about is I got to wear my performance outfit to the festival. I put on a lot of weight over the last 2 years. But not having any food for the last couple months, I have significantly dropped a lot of weight. So today, I wanted to bring you a review of some equipment that I was recently given from a fellow filmmaker. My buddy JC gave me this jar of homemade pickles. Now, full disclosure, JC did send me this jar of pickles for free, but no money exchanged hands, and he doesn't get to watch this video before I post the review. So you can believe that it is my unbiased thoughts. Most of my filmmaking is done with Sony's FX30, which is an APS-C sensor camera featuring a 26.1 megapixel sensor. This jar of pickles doesn't have a sensor at all. The FX30 has over 14 stops of dynamic range. This jar of pickles doesn't have any dynamic range. But this isn't a fair one-to-one comparison. These pickles are flavored hot and sweet. These pickles provide a great crunch. The level of heat offsets the sweetness of the pickle so that it really feels more like a dill than a sweet. The FX30 can shoot 120 frames a second. This jar of pickles can't shoot any frames a second, but you could record somebody eating a pickle in 120 frames a second. The FX30 has great low light capabilities. While not as good as its older brother, the FX3, which is a full frame camera, it still holds its own in darker settings due to its fantastic dual base ISO. This jar of pickles doesn't have a dual base ISO, but they taste just as good in the dark as they do in the daylight. But I'm really not trying to be that kind of wacky where I'm acting like I don't know that this is a jar of pickles and this is a camera. I very well know that this is a jar of pickles and that that's a camera. That's why it's not really a fair comparison. It's like comparing apples and cameras, where the apples represents a camera and the camera represents a jar of pickles. Anyway, I'm super satisfied with this jar of JC's pickles. They are fantastic. If you have to shoot a live event, I would recommend the FX30 over a jar of pickles. Now, I might have been talking about this making the camera sound like it does a better job, but again, a camera's nature is to record things, while a jar of pickles' job is to be delicious. Let's talk about what the jar of pickles has to offer that the camera doesn't. The pickles are delicious. I've never tasted an FX30, but we can give it a shot. Again, like I said, I'm not trying to make one of those silly videos where I pretend like, oh, I don't know you can't eat a camera. I will try to lick it though. It tastes very metallic. It's cold. It has sort of like a twinge of metal. The only thing I can think it's reminiscent of actually is only you can truly know whether your situation calls for a camera or a jar of pickles. But I can say I'm pretty thrilled with either. And the fact that I don't get booked for a lot of paid videography gigs, but I eat lunch almost every day now that I have a jar of pickles, means that these are about equally as valuable to me. Would love to review some chicken fingers and french fries. If anybody wants to lend me some french fries and chicken fingers to review, I'll let you lick my camera.